Hey everybody, welcome to this week's episode of Unedited. We just want to let you know off the top that we had some technical difficulties with our equipment and audio. So throughout the episode, you might have to turn the volume dial a little bit or something because we had our main mics cut and stuff. But the whole episode is still here. Please enjoy and bear with us. I'm sure that next week will just be absolutely better.
Welcome everyone, episode 33, Unedited. My name's Jordan. I'm joined by Ethan.
That's right. Here I am.
I didn't make you say your name this time.
That's
Did you notice
right.
that? Yeah.
I was actually ready to, I was going to give in and say my name this time, but you
Were
saved me.
Dang it. Every time I plan something, it just backfires on me, right? So.
Nothing ever goes right for me.
Exactly. Yeah. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
Yeah. You enjoying this nice February?
I was telling Ashley before we started that I went to go start out my car today.
Okay.
It's minus 31 today. Mm-hmm. Feels like minus 41, which, by the way, can I just say really quick, people are split on whether feels like matters at all.
Yeah.
I say it definitely matters because
I agree.
It's a difference between a metric and a experience. And
yes.
The experience is what we all care about.
100%.
So the feels like is way more relevant, Yeah. So anyway, minus 31, feels like minus 41. The wind is brutal today. Yeah. I started my car before I went out. It was plugged in all night. It started fine, no problem there. But when I went out to my car after it had been running to start, it's like I hadn't done anything. It was frozen as a block. Like that's how cold it is like even running your car doesn't warm it up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So driving here, dude, like my windshield was just
foggy,
horrible. And,
icy, sorry.
Yeah. But how are you doing? Do you like this?
I'm doing good. I don't like it. No, it's going to be a week, they're saying in the forecast. So after that, it looks like single digits, like for the next, that's all they have. So if that's the case, then I can endure this. It's going to be okay.
I'm honestly split. We talk about the weather every single episode.
We always do.
And
in the winters, anyways.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'm honestly so split right now about whether I prefer it this way or not with dramatic shifts.
Yeah.
Because on one hand, I usually hate this. I'm like, let's just keep something consistent. Let's have mid-20s the whole winter.
Okay.
But I'm kind of split because it makes time go by really quick.
It does.
I think you said that last time.
It's flown. Yeah. Because we've had a lot of warm days despite these crazy little stretches that we've had of cold, right?
Yep.
So producer Ashley just kind of weighed in here, said the feels like is what hurts my face. And that's exactly it. Yes, I agree with that.
That's
because
right.
I go for walks usually every morning.
Yep.
And the determining factor isn't if it's minus 40. If it's minus 40 with an 8-kilometer wind, I'm going to walk.
Yeah,
it's going to be fine, right? Like it's just going to feel like I'm in a fridge. Like I dress warm, put my coat on, my scarf, everything, face mask. I'm good, right? Mm-hmm. If that wind's 30 with minus 40, going downstairs to the treadmill.
Yes.
Right? Because I just cannot be out in that weather. It's going to hurt my face, like she said, and it's going to be uncomfortable. So I
had a big sort of debate with my family. It was all in jest though, so we weren't actually getting serious about it. But one part of my family lives on the shore of Lake Superior in Thunder Bay. And another part of my family lives in Hamilton, Ontario, which is kind of like an interlake area, and so the two of them have crazy humidity compared to here. We're really dry.
Yeah.
But wind, not so much. So we were talking about wet cold, like damp cold versus dry cold. And I think we can all agree that like a damp cold does something different. Yes. Like it sets into your bones. When we lived
freezing,
when we lived in Nova Scotia, I went outside in minus 30 something one time, and I came in, and for hours I was under a wool blanket in a wood fire heated basement on a couch, and I couldn't get the chill out. Like that just like was a formational memory for me, where I was like, because Nova Scotia is all humidity all the time, right?
For sure.
So anyway, I appreciate that it does something different. But then I was telling them, though, this is the thing, is that with this dry, cold, and high winds, that's when you go outside with any exposed skin, and you're getting frostbite in moments.
Yeah.
Like you're getting, it's dangerous. You know what I mean? And it just cuts so deep when it hits any exposed skin. 100%. The nice thing is you step inside of a dry, warm house, and it's gone. Like it doesn't stick with you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Oh, I agree 100%. I got to highlight Winnipeg here for some reason because I've lived there quite a bit, right? Mm-hmm. And Winnipeg gets the worst of both worlds because there's so many lakes in that area. There's like Lake Manitoba, Winnipegosis, Lake Winnipeg, right? Yep. So they get like some humidity. So there's a little bit of like a wet cold, but there's also like it's dry too.
It's
so
weird.
They get the worst. This is why it is known as like Winterpeg, like the worst place to be in winter. There's a cold there that is like, I don't know. It's just
something else. It's really weird. And also Winnipeg is positioned in a place where they're technically outside of the interlake. So I used to live in the interlake system between Lake Manitoba and Lake Winnipeg. Yeah. And that was like, so it's humid, it's lots of snow, it's cold and it's hot and it's like extremes, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then down in the south part, you get more lakes, there's Lake of the Woods and stuff. But Winnipeg is like between all of it.
I know.
Like a little island of like hypothetically dry air, but not always. It's so weird, eh?
Yeah, they get the wet weather in both seasons. So
love Winnipeg.
Yeah. Anyhow, hope you're enjoying the week, and hopefully the winter's been good to you. And like I said, I listened to the meteorologist the other day. He said 1 week, and then things are going to change. So
we're out of here.
So we're just going to believe that, right? We're going to believe that we're into single digits here in a week, and the T-shirts are coming out. And
have faith.
Yeah. There is going to be someone with a T-shirt though. That's the best part. I'll get a picture.
Dude. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, there's always that T-shirt person when it hits like -1 or something.
That's right.
So,
and there's a guy with shorts in Saskatoon right now somewhere.
Yes, there is.
Just shoveling his driveway in shorts with way too big boots.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. He's using that as pants. But why don't we jump into the episode? I think it's time for us to parlay. Parlay.
Yum, yum.
Super Bowl.
You know why I said yum, yum?
Why is that?
Because today we're doing a Super Bowl snacks tier list.
Yes, we are. We're going to talk about our favorite snacks to have at Super Bowl. Yeah. And for some of us, this is tradition. Like you always do the same thing, right? Mm-hmm. And some people get brave and they switch it up sometimes. And,
yeah.
But you got a list made, I think. Eh?
I do. And you know what? One of the reasons I like tier lists better is because they're more subjective and there's more lively debate in them rather than a bracket tier list.
Okay.
I don't like brackets.
No, because sometimes you get unfair matchups.
Yes, and that happens with sports too.
It does.
Which let's not get started on that.
No.
But we're going to do a tier list. So for anybody who's unfamiliar with this, if you're under the age of 30, you're familiar with this guaranteed because it's online everywhere. Yeah. But if you are like me, who's over the age of 30 now, the idea is that there's an S tier, which is like the best. Yep. That's like gold class, right?
Top.
There's an A tier, which is like really good, but it's not like it's the top, except for S tier is like just above and beyond. Then it goes down to B tier, C tier, D tier, and F tier.
F is kind of fail, right?
F tier is like, I don't even want to look at that. I don't want to eat it. Mm-hmm. And when it comes to Super Bowl snacks, it's going to be hard for me to put anything in F tier, but it's there in case we want to sewer something really bad, okay?
Yes.
So I've got a list of stuff here. I'm just going to bring them up. We can be quick on them, or if you've got a take, if you're like,
yeah,
I really believe this about this, or this is how I dress that food.
Share your
or whatever.
Heart on the matter.
You're so welcome.
Okay.
To just really let those colors fly.
I'm going to do it. This is the ultimate Super Bowl recap here coming up, right?
Yeah, so that's right.
We're starting with snacks here. Let's do it.
Okay, so I'm just going to throw them out.
Okay. Are you going to list them all, or can I interrupt you?
I'm going to throw in one at a time, and we're going to put it on the tier list. When we go through, we can read them out, and we can like change them if we want to. Okay, so first thing I want to put out, I'm going to throw out some softballs before I throw out like the big heavies.
The heavy hitters.
To warm us up, all right? Mm-hmm. So focaccia bread.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Focaccia bread is good.
It is good.
I had one given to me by my neighbor this year. Mm-hmm. First of all, best Christmas present to get from your neighbor was just a delicious focaccia bread, dude. Me and my wife.
Okay, so you got some emotional attachment to this now.
Dude, it was so good. Crispy on the bottom, those herbs and spices on top.
Okay.
Anyway, what do you think?
I think it's good. I think it's for Super Bowl. It might not be near the top for me.
Okay.
I'm thinking somewhere in the CD range personally.
C or D?
Yeah.
Whoa.
I'm just okay. I don't know the rest though, so that's what makes this one hard, right?
Well, we are talking about Super Bowl specifically, so follow that instinct because you said for Super Bowl.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, like focaccia bread would be awesome. Like if you have like a pasta or something, perfect stuff to go with it, right?
But for Super Bowl.
Yeah.
You're saying
CD somewhere in there.
CD? Okay, well, I would say we put it down into D then.
Producer Ashley weighed in and said that's a weird Super Bowl snack. So
I told you.
Hearing from the people here today.
I'm giving you some soft throws here first. It is a weird Super Bowl one, but to be honest, when I was making this list, I was just like, what are snacks that people would have at parties?
I appreciate it.
So there it is. All right, that's focaccia. We put that in D tier. All right, this one's a bigger hitter.
Yeah.
Chips and salsa.
B.
B tier.
Maybe A. No, B. Let's go B.
Well, let's say what kind of chips and salsa, just to kind of find, because I would lean towards A.
Okay, are we talking like just tortilla chips with some salsa?
Yeah, but
mango salsa or tomato salsa?
Ooh, what would you prefer?
In the winter, tomato. In
Really?
the summer, mango.
Oh.
Yeah.
What about like you don't do hot, spicy salsas or anything?
A little bit.
Yeah.
But
okay.
Yeah.
Because I think a fresh homemade salsa versus like a canned paste salsa, it makes the difference. And I have a favorite tortilla chip, which is, now I hope I don't say this wrong because I've been informed that saying it one way or the other can make it sound like something not appropriate, but I believe it's called La Cocina.
Yes, those are awesome.
Yeah.
Made Manitoba.
Are they really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I love that's my favorite.
The green bag or the red
chip.
bag? Which one do you like?
I like the Fiesta, the red bag.
Okay,
but the green bag's delicious too.
Yeah, and there's a black one too, I think. There's a couple.
Yeah, there's like a sour cream and onion one or something, which I'm like, who asked for this?
Okay. I'll let you rank this one. You're thinking A or B?
Well, I'm thinking it's up in A because if you get La Cocina with some homemade salsa.
I'm thinking of the heavy hitter that you're gonna say in a few minutes.
Okay, well let's slot it in B if we want to move it. So that's chips and salsa. Okay. Next one.
Yeah.
Do you want me to bring out? No.
No.
Pigs in a blanket.
Pigs in a blanket?
What do you think?
Like, okay, explain more.
So
I think I know what you're talking about.
Like a little wiener.
Yeah.
Wrapped in a pastry, baked.
Okay, I was thinking a pancake, and like a sausage or something like that because I've heard of that before. But
yeah, it's not pancake. It's more of like a fluffy pastry dough.
Is hot dogs on the list?
Hot dogs is in the list as well.
It is. Okay.
So if you're saving space for that,
I got to go with hot dogs before pigs in a blanket, I think.
Yeah.
So I put pigs in a blanket somewhere around CD.
Yeah, I would say
it's not bad.
I will not say no to a pigs in a blanket, but if I'm prioritizing what I'm eating, it's not even close to first.
Okay. Producer Ashley weighed in with a D.
There we go. So
she's like, this is not great.
You said C. We can put it down in D. That's okay with you?
I'm good with that.
All right. Let's keep rolling. Potato skins.
Ooh,
that's a good one, man.
Yeah, it's a B.
Yeah,
it's a B. Yeah,
it's a B for you.
Yeah, it's a good one. That's still good. Yeah.
Ashley, what do you think? A, B, or you B?
B.
She puts in B. Okay, I'm just gonna keep paying attention to the notes. If you want to weigh in, I'll try to watch that. So B. Yeah, all right. I'll go with. I would have said A, but I appreciate that you guys are putting it in B.
Yeah.
Potato skin.
Those are good.
Those are so good, especially if you've got like the works in there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And have you ever had potato skins that you dip?
Yes.
Get like a Chipotle dip that you put potato skins into. That changes it to
A,
right?
Changes it.
Yeah. Well,
really
we'll
good.
keep it in B for now because I believe we're gonna have S and A filled up. To be honest,
really quick. Yeah.
Okay. Next one, sliders.
Ooh. That's A.
That's A for you.
I would think so. Like those little burgers.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't have them often, but like if somebody were to bring that to a Super Bowl party, I'd be like, yeah.
I would eat a few sliders for sure. This is the thing though, is that sliders, like if they're like White Castle sliders, then I'm into it. But if it's like homemade, like somebody made these patty sliders, I honestly don't want to eat them.
You don't like it?
Like the junkier they are and the lighter and more frivolous
you just want the junk food sliders?
Yeah, I want it to be light and greasy, you know? So
where's producer Ashley at on this one?
What did you say, Jordan, again?
I said A.
You said A.
I like sliders. She's a B.
She says B.
Yeah.
Or C.
Where are you leaning?
I'm in C territory.
Okay,
here.
well,
so let's split the difference. We can put B.
Okay.
Is everything going to be B?
We're going to figure this out. B's a safe place to put these things, but I know what's going in S already. So.
All right, well, let's bring up an S right now.
Okay.
Nachos.
S.
S tier.
Without question.
Easy.
No question.
There's no way to debate.
Ashley
just put in S.
Weighed in. Yeah, it is.
Okay.
That is literally Super Bowl food, and there's something that pairs well with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's that?
Wings. Chicken wings.
All right.
And that's an S territory as well.
Let's leave that one.
And we
for
have
a
that
minute.
every Super Bowl. So.
Okay. Well, you know what? Since we're there, hold on. Nachos. How do you dress your nachos?
Cheese, tomatoes, green peppers.
No beef,
sour
no
cream
chicken.
and salsa. Chicken.
Yeah.
I prefer
buffalo chicken on
chicken.
nachos?
I like beef though, but I prefer chicken.
Yeah, chicken's real good.
Yeah.
I like a beef crumble on a nacho though. If there's jalapenos in there,
okay.
That beef, that fatty beef with the
it
jalapeno.
is good. It is good. Yeah. Well, and the chicken better if it's Frank's hot sauce. Like if you
like a buffalo,
heat it up a little bit.
A heat sauce chicken. Okay.
Yeah.
Either way, we're on the same page.
Like Boston Pizza actually does this really well.
Really?
They have like a spicy chicken that goes on their nachos. Perfect.
It's your favorite restaurant?
No. I do like it though. I actually do like BP's in a way, but
it's a Canadian institution.
One of my favorite things there is probably the nachos.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do a good job with it. So
they do.
Yeah.
Although, as I say that, my favorite nachos I've had in the city were probably, it used to be Alexander's.
Me
they
too.
used to have great.
Me too.
Now it's
Producer
called
Ashley just wrote that.
Oh, Alexander's nachos.
They don't exist no more though.
Man.
But I agree. I used to go Saturday night all the time for just those nachos. Yeah.
I think there's church people that would go there all the time.
Yeah,
and
it makes sense.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Tasty.
All right. Well, you brought it up, so let's bring up the heavy hitter as well. Wings.
Yeah, wings is an S for me just because it's so, like, to me those two things just are meant for each other.
Yeah.
It's like peanut butter and jam.
All three of us.
It's like milk and cookies. It's like, it's like
it's like
pasta and seafood,
Wow. Interesting choice.
I tried to get something that might be divisive in that discussion, right?
Pasta and seafood.
My favorite pastas have seafood in them.
Like shrimp
and salmon.
Salmon.
Yes.
I don't think I've had salmon.
Lobster if you really want to up it.
Yeah.
And pasta is so good.
All right.
Yeah. Bar Harbor Lobster Bake at Red Lobster.
Do you like chowder? Because chowder is basically pasta in a stew form.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's good.
Yeah, you got to be in the mood for it, I find. But
you know what? In Nova Scotia, when I lived there, there was 2 times this episode that I brought this up now. But it's really strange. Like, real seafood was not as commonplace as you'd think.
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, the export of seafood is huge. But it's like, lobster could be quite expensive out there. How long ago was this, though? This was like 15 or more years ago. So it might not be true anymore. Okay. Anyway, nachos, wings, both S tier. Yep. Delicious. Wonderful. Okay. Spinach and artichoke dip.
I'm not a fan of it personally.
Really?
But I know everyone is, and it's my wife's favorite. So I'm going to throw that in A territory probably.
But why aren't you a fan of it? Where would you, just based off yourself, where would you rate it?
Like, just like for me to
eat
it?
For you to eat it.
C, probably. It'd be somewhere in the middle. Like, I'll eat it, but like I'm not like jumping up and down for it. But I know some people love it, right?
Yeah, Ashley's putting it at B. I would put it in S. So if you're saying C, we got a B.
We can go A.
I guess we could put it A if you guys are okay with that.
I thought for most people it might be A, but like for me, it's just kind of like I'm kind of more like a C, right? So
right. Yeah.
So, but that's my personal taste, right?
I mean, it depends what you dip into it too.
Yes.
It depends how cheesy it is. Some people do the baked cheese on top. And that changes it a lot. So
the minute you bring up baked cheese, you kind of took it a new level.
Yeah. So well, speaking of things that can take it up a level, how about fried pickles?
Fried pickles. That is an absolute F for me.
Really?
Yes.
Are you serious?
I don't like pickles.
Whoa, dude.
I don't like pickles, which is so funny because producer Ashley just weighed in with the S.
Yeah, both of us, me and Ashley, would be S for sure.
Okay.
Fried pickles are amazing.
I'm good with you guys putting it there because I don't like pickles. So to me, that's the game changer here, right?
Okay, so, Ashley, in post, if you can boost the sound of you gasping, if it came through at all.
I can't weigh in on this fairly, right?
She literally gasped when you said that. Yeah. Okay, so if you're doing F and we're doing S, I mean, I feel like it deserves A at least.
Okay, give it an A. And I'm good with you guys putting it in S. I'm not going to fight with it. But to me, it's not even it's just the fact that I don't like pickles, so that it ruins it, right? Like,
yeah, if you don't like...
It's like cilantro. Yeah. If you named a dish with cilantro, half of us are going to hate it, half of us are going to like it. Yep. I find pickles, though, probably about 75-80% of people like them. So that's more well received, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Sorry. Gosh.
Interesting.
I just
that was really that was quite the upset. We probably
put myself
should
out there with pickles here, right? So.
We should have done that as our whole parlay is just pickles. But okay, moving on to kind of a more tame one, 7-layer dip.
7-layer dip. We're gonna go with a C.
C tier. Okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm probably in the same boat as you here.
Yeah.
C.
7 layers gets too complicated for Super Bowl. 7 layers is better at like when you're like a nice appetizer before a nice meal. Like you're sitting down for like some nice chicken or some turkey or steak or something. Bring out the 7 layer.
Yeah.
Super Bowl is a little bit more rough around the edges for me. Like wings and nachos, just easy food, quick food.
A little more
quick
gritty,
food.
eh?
Yeah,
Okay.
quick food.
Ashley put in D. I would so I have nothing against 7-layer dip, mostly because it's at a lot of events I go to and I eat it.
Okay.
7 layers is getting intense.
It is intense.
There's
yes.
What's that other dip where it's like cheese, salsa, cream cheese, shrimp, or is it cocktail sauce, shrimp, cheese, and then cream cheese?
Yeah, what do they call that?
Seafood dip.
Seafood dip. Yeah, it's good.
See, that would be way higher up for me. 7-layer dip, I'm good with D.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Keep the 4 layers out there,
Let's keep it underneath 5.
Yeah.
Under 5 layers, please.
Under 5-layer dip.
Especially because if you're going to 7 layers, there's beans in there somehow.
Exactly.
And if you start putting beans in a dip that's not refried beans, and also if you're going to have refried beans,
you messed it up.
Just eat refried beans.
Exactly.
They're delicious.
I'm with you.
But we're not going to rank that today.
All this is working.
Okay, another one, cheese ball.
Cheese ball. Explain.
Like
just like a ball of cheese?
Explain.
I've never
had a cheese ball before?
Like fried ones?
No. Like it's soft cheese.
Yeah.
And it's usually like mixed with like herbs and seasoning.
I guess, yeah.
And you take it off the ball and you put it on plate, crackers and whatnot.
Yeah. Whatever.
Have you had cheese ball before?
I've had some variation of it, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it just wasn't connecting in your okay.
Not really. It's kind of more like a D for me.
I think first of all, Ashley put C, and the reason is because Nicole made them.
My wife's made them.
That was the reason that she put it in C.
Yeah.
Because it was so bad when Nicole.
Yeah, exactly. When Nicole made them, that was the end of it. Eh? So.
Okay, no, she's fighting that. She doesn't believe that. I would say cheese ball is fair in C because it's not my first pick.
Yeah,
and especially because there's another one I'm going to ask.
It's obviously
right
not mine.
This.
If I
yeah, for real.
Like that, right?
Okay,
so.
I do believe it deserves a C over like a D or an F though. Okay. We don't have anything in F yet, which I'm kind of happy about, but I also want to see if we can get something
coming up.
Because we would all have to agree
if
it's going to be an F. Okay, so following up cheese ball, though, this is one that I think will hit pretty high, is charcuterie.
Charcuterie, yeah. I would say for Super Bowl, a little different, but I got to put it in an A still. I'll give it an A.
Give it an A?
I give it an A.
Yeah? Okay. Yeah. I think I would definitely give it an A, if not an S.
Okay. Producer Ashley says, I love it, but A. I think it's just a Super Bowl. Like if you were at like going out for dinner, then it's in the S category. Well, because I think everyone loves that stuff.
You know what? One of the best dinners you can ever have at home for a special event is, especially if it's just you and 1 or 2 other people or whatever.
Yeah.
Just charcuterie.
Exactly.
Don't have anything.
Yeah, that is your dinner. Exactly.
It's amazing. But I agree. As a snack for Super Bowl, let's put charcuterie in A tier. Okay. All right, here's a big one, and I'm interested to hear. Give me your hottest take on this, okay?
All right.
Jalapeno poppers.
Jalapeno poppers?
Yeah.
I don't know. Good. Like I'd say somewhere in like BC.
Really?
Probably, yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Ashley says B as well.
Like it's interesting. Like it's different, right? So
Ashley says they're overrated, and I could get it, and they are different.
Do you like them?
I love jalapeno poppers.
Okay.
It's like too much because if you eat too many, it can upset your stomach.
Yes.
Because it's a load of cheese and bacon or whatever with a hot pepper.
Yeah.
But the thing about jalapenos that I love is they're basically bell peppers with a little attitude. Like they're just sweet peppers, but they just have a little attitude, and I like that. I was thinking the other day, anything you make with bell peppers, if you switch it out for a jalapeno, it's probably better. Mm-hmm. Like I can't think of anything, even a stuffed pepper. Like if you can make a miniature, stuffed pepper with like rice and beef, Ashley disagrees.
She just wrote no.
If you stuff a bell pepper with beef and rice or whatever, like if you made that with a jalapeno, it'd be even better.
Changes it. Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, but the problem with them is that if they're not fresh, they suck.
That's true too.
If it's not fresh out the oven, like you're almost burning your mouth eating them, they get soggy.
Yeah, I don't want that.
They get too acidic because the juices are like kind of just sitting in it.
Some things need to be eaten.
So I'm good with you guys putting it in B, right? That's what you were saying?
Yep.
Jalapeno poppers. Okay. Wow, we're really narrowing it down here. I'm going to stick in the hot theme, buffalo chicken dip.
Buffalo chicken dip. Pretty
so it's
good.
Like a cheesy buffalo sauce with like torn up chicken in it. You've had it before, right?
Yeah, pretty good.
For you can dip anything in that stuff, dude.
Yeah, it's an A. That's an A territory.
It's an A tier?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because it can be used for lots of stuff, and just that flavor just is kind of, it would go with wings and nachos for crying out loud.
Yeah.
So
I think we're all thinking A, so buffalo chicken dip is in there. All right. Here's a weird one. I think we could get this over pretty quickly. Ice cream.
For Super Bowl?
Yep, for Super Bowl.
I mean, you can never completely trash ice cream, so I'm gonna say D.
I'm gonna say F.
You're gonna say F? Okay.
For Super Bowl specifically.
Okay.
Love
Ashley
ice
said
cream,
F too.
but it's weird to have.
I mean, I can go F because I would never eat it for Super Bowl. There's no way.
Yeah.
So
like if there's ice cream out, it's just melted and nobody's eating it.
Yeah.
There's jalapeno poppers on the table, man.
I was trying to preserve this for ice cream, but like really, it's not a Super Bowl anything, right?
No, so, I agree. Yeah. I'm happy. That's our first F-rated item is ice cream.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. How about chili? What kind of chili? Sweet, brown chili, or like a brown sugar chili, or like a super. Ashley says F.
I'm somewhere in the middle. I think I can go C or D on this. C,
yeah.
Like C maybe. Yeah.
See,
the reason why is because chili could be like that heavier portion. Like if you want to eat something.
Yeah, chili could be like the meal part.
Dip like tortilla chips in it and stuff, right? Like,
sure.
I don't know. Could be.
You could just eat a bowl of chili and the rest is snacks.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like it doesn't veer too far away from finger foods.
Yeah. But I would say it doesn't deserve S or A necessarily.
No, can't go there.
So what
I said C.
You said C?
I put it in C, yeah.
Okay, I'm good with C. Chili is in C. Anybody who loves chili out there, if you're raging about that, go ahead and comment.
Please, let us know.
Okay, I'm going to lump these two together. Cookies or brownies? Brownies for me are S tier.
Okay, I was going to say B.
Whoa!
Because this shows where I'm at with Super Bowl. I'm into savory.
Yeah.
Yeah. And producer Ashley just affirmed that. She wrote C, actually.
That's one of the...
And for me, like, that's the thing. Like, I love cookie brownie, but, like, I think it's more like Christmas dessert, like, for sweet.
Sure.
I feel like Super Bowl is more like salty. Like, I want salty foods, chips, different things like that.
I totally get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
That's why I would want some brownies there.
Okay.
Is because enough
to cut
sweets. Enough savory and spicy and salty foods.
Yeah.
And I'm like, throw something sweet in there. Mix it up
fair.
A little bit.
That is fair.
What was your tier again?
I said C.
Okay. Let's what can I bump you to a B?
You know what? I'm okay with it.
Really?
I'm going to let that happen.
Delicious. Brownie. I just think it's like one of those things that if there's brownies at a place, they're gone.
Yeah.
Like brownies don't make it through.
Same with cookies.
They're not in the second half. Like the halftime show, people get up for more snacks. They're gone.
I go to a football thing on Thanksgiving, on American Thanksgiving, where we make turkey and everything. But throughout the day, we have snacks out. Cookies, gone.
Gone.
Always gone.
People would take a cookie to the couch. And that's the other thing. You don't even need a plate for that stuff, right? You're just handling it. Manhandle that stuff. Okay. We did jalapeno poppers. We did cheese ball. We didn't do... I'm hopeful for this one. Matzo sticks.
Matzo sticks. I'm going to go A.
You had to think a lot. You did A.
I'm going to go A because I can't give it an S, but like I can go A, B somewhere in there.
Ashley put in C. I do S on that all day.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that is so good, man. Like a matzo stick.
Yeah.
To me, that's like even outside of Super Bowl, S tier food.
There you go.
Fried cheese, man. That's like so good, man. Okay, but you're saying A.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with that. We'll do
all right.
matzo sticks in A. I'm actually a little bit disappointed in you, not gonna lie.
Sorry.
I was
sorry, not sorry.
Kind of hoping that was one of the easy S tiers. So far, we only have nachos and wings in S.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm not surprised by that though.
Here's a big one, and I'll stop giving weird lead ups to them. Soft pretzel.
Soft pretzel?
Yeah.
So again, I never do this. So that affects my ability to like fully rank it. I'm good with giving that an A though. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't give it an S, but it's an A for me. Like soft pretzels are awesome, especially if you have like cheese with it, nacho cheese.
Dude, if there was just soft pretzels out on a table at a Super Bowl party,
mustard.
I'm taking one. Mustard. Yeah. Okay. So this is the only thing for me is that I love soft pretzels.
Yes.
But I usually associate them with like a sit-down meal.
Okay.
Or like it's a snack and that's it. Mm-hmm. You know, it's either part of like, so when I was in New York, we went to this like German pub and they had these amazing soft pretzels. It was literally the only thing I ate for my meal. I ate it twice. We went back there. I had the pretzel again because it was just so good. And the mustard and stuff. So you're saying, what are you saying?
I'm saying A.
A. Okay. I'll put it in A. Sounds good.
Yeah, gets an A.
Okay, we're really close to being done here.
Okay.
Here comes a heavy hitter. Poutine. Now hear me out. Hear me out. Now this isn't like you're at Super Bowl and there's just a big plate of poutine. That's not something that you would necessarily just see like a big bowl where you're dishing out poutine. F tier?
That's why I'm laughing.
What? Goodness.
Yeah.
But if you could choose to have a little poutine while you're at a Super Bowl event, would you not choose that?
B.
B?
Yeah. Oh I can't put it to the top because like I just it feels slightly weird, but I'm hearing your argument. You've convinced me that there's some goodness to this.
We're Canadians, for Pete's sake.
Yes.
We got to be able to have some plate space for poutine.
You got producer Ashley.
Okay, she went up to D. And what did you say? You said B?
So if you go S, then we're going to land at B.
I mean, I would honestly, we're landing at B because I would put that S tier for sure.
And you're kind of bitter about this one, aren't
I'm a
you?
little bit scorched about it. Yeah.
I can tell.
A little pressed.
Tell this one hurt you.
Crossing out poutine, that breaks my heart. Okay, here, Jordan, you've been waiting for this one.
All right.
Hot dogs.
Hot dogs. Sure. S or A. One or the other.
Right.
One or the other.
Okay.
One or the other. Just because they're so convenient and like they could be like the little bit of like heavy food with like all the finger food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you could eat a hot dog, fill yourself up a bit more.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it has to be good ones.
B from Ashley.
Burns, preferably.
Burns.
I like Burns wieners, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell you my favorite type of
you just eat
hot
whatever
dog.
comes to
Yeah.
Actually,
I mean, I know what I avoid because there's some hot dogs that are so junky, it's like don't even eat them.
Actually, you might think that about Burns, actually. But the ones we got last year for our kickoff at the neighborhood, I forget what they're called, but they were like
Harvest.
They were individually wrapped. Those are awesome. I love those hot dogs.
I hate that they're individually wrapped.
I know, that drove me crazy.
But it's probably for good reason. I'm sure there's something to do with their production that makes sense. But I would be comfortable putting it A tier.
Yes.
Okay. Hodos in A tier. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
We're down to our last two.
Okay.
Wow.
Hit me.
We got to see. If this is an S tier, I'm walking out. No, you know what? I'll save that one. It'll be the last one we talk about.
Okay.
This one is you can choose which way it goes. Party mix / Chex Mix. A little bit different. Chex Mix is homemade.
Yeah.
Well, the good Chex Mix is homemade.
Yeah.
So Party Mix with like the little, it's usually Fritos is like the Party Mix brand, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And Chex Mix with
almost like munchies,
they've got the seasoning and oh man.
I mean, that's got to be an A.
An A?
I think so because it's easy to have in a bowl in front of you and it's just there.
See, Chex Mix makes the difference for me. Because Party Mix at a party I'll take. I like pretzels. I like all that stuff.
Yeah.
But if it's Chex Mix, usually it's homemade. And that is like, that's an elevation.
Changes it for you.
So like Alyssa's grandmother makes Chex Mix every year and gives us a little bag of it for Christmas. Yeah. And that bag is gone so fast.
Love that.
So good. Okay, so you're saying A.
Mm-hmm.
I would put it in S, but I'm comfortable with A.
Producer Ashley, where are you weighing on this?
She's saying Chex over Party.
Yeah.
Which is fair.
Chex is A, Party B.
Okay. So we'll put in Chex in A. Are you good with Chex over Party as well?
Yeah, I'm good with that. Yeah.
Nice. Okay, last one.
Okay.
Can I get a drum roll? No, you got to keep going until I do it, man. I was going to see how long I could get you to hold the drum roll. That was a good drum roll. Okay.
Oh, thanks.
Pizza.
S
tier.
Without question.
Easy S tier.
Pizza wasn't even on my mind, but that's an essential.
Ashley,
you know what I mean?
says S
that's
as well.
Absolute essential.
Dude, if you don't have pizza at a Super Bowl party, what are you doing?
Yeah. Did you even have a party?
Yeah, for real. Yeah. Domino's hires seasonal staff just for the weekend of Super Bowl.
I was gonna say especially Domino's. I was gonna say like specifically Domino's.
That's not true.
Should be there. Do you like Domino's?
I love Domino's.
So do I.
Okay, you know what? Yes. Ashley ruined me for Domino's recently because she started ordering the pan-fried Domino's pizza.
Was it better?
It's so much better, dude.
Oh, I'll have to try it.
And there's nothing wrong with
Domino's. I only ever
Domino's
get the original one, so.
Dude, it's unreal how much better it is. And I'm actually mad about it because I don't want to spend more money on my pizza.
At Domino's,
Yeah, but like I have nothing wrong with normal Domino's, but the pan-fried pizza at Domino's is just like an elevation that you didn't expect. And she got it with extra sauce one time, which you're thinking a pan-fried crust with extra sauce. It was falling apart and it was amazing.
It'd be better. Yeah, I think it would be.
It was almost like a deep dish is what it kind of tasted like.
But nice.
Anyway, okay, so let's go through these numbers real quick, shall we?
Okay, give us a list.
In F tier, we have ice cream.
Ice cream.
Boo, ice cream.
Boo, which would be S in the summer, right?
Exactly. Yeah. If we do another tier list, we'll put in ice cream to see where it lands.
Exactly.
Or something. In D, we have focaccia bread. We have, wait, what does that stand for? I just wrote P in B. Pigs in a blanket. Thank you, Ashley. Pigs in a blanket.
I was going to say peanut butter. Good one.
Yeah, peanut butter and jelly. Yeah. Okay, pigs in a blanket, D tier. 7-layer dip, D tier.
Yeah.
All right, so we've kind of gone through the worst ones. Now we're getting into territory with C where it's like we don't hate it for Super Bowl, but we're not choosing it first. Mm-hmm. C tier, cheese ball and chili.
Yeah.
And it kind of just seems like we did that because of alliteration. So
yes. That's precisely what it was.
Yeah. You're good with all of these so far? You're not disagreeing?
No.
Okay, in B tier, this is where if you hear something again and you want to move it up, you let me know. We'll move things up or down, okay? So in B tier, I think it's our second most full one. We put almost everything in A tier. But B tier, we have chips and salsa. Mm-hmm. I think it's kind of low for chips and salsa now that I look at it. But potato skins, which is also kind of crazy low. What does that say? I can't even read my writing. I don't know what that says. Okay, I'm going to skip that one for now. Oh, no, it's sliders.
Sliders. Okay.
I agree with sliders for B tier. Honestly, they could be C tier for me. And then... No.
You're writing too fast.
I wrote these things in shorthand so that I would save more time, but... Oh, jalapeno. That's jalapeno poppers. And B tier, kind of low, but brownie and poutine.
Yeah. The only one I would move up maybe one slot is probably the first one, chips and salsa. I could sort of see it.
Yeah.
I could put that A tier because it's always awesome to have on the table. No one's turning that down, especially at like Super Bowl. It's appropriate.
Yeah, and you're taking multiple helpings. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, producer Ashley said the same thing. Chips
Except
and salsa
she wants
higher.
Poutine lower.
Poutine
so
lower.
I'm ignoring that.
Wow, you're just taking
poutine
smacks
goes
about
anywhere,
this,
it's higher, dude. For real. You're Canadian, man. You gotta love the poutine. Those cheese curds.
I know, I like it. But.
Okay, so let's move chips and salsa up, which brings us to A tier rankings. This is the most full one. Okay.
Yep.
We have chips and salsa, spinach and artichoke dip, fried pickles, much to your chagrin.
I just don't like pickles.
I appreciate you letting us move it up, though.
Yeah.
Buffalo chicken dip. Oh, that's so good. One time, John Sinkering.
Yeah.
He made this crazy buffalo chicken dip, dude.
I'd like
changed
to try
my
it.
life.
Yeah, I'd like to try it.
It literally changed my life. Okay, matzo sticks. They belong there. Soft pretzel.
Yeah.
Hot dogs. And Chex Mix.
It's all good.
It's all delicious.
No problem with
Wonderful.
that being any of that stuff comes out. Pickles maybe not for me, but I'm never going to turn it down. Right?
You know what though, Jordan? I'm fine with moving pickles down to B tier if you would like to.
No, leave it at A. Leave it at A because I think the majority of people would like them. So
okay,
I'm good with them.
Sounds good. Mm-hmm. All right, that means in S tier, we actually have like a holy trinity in S tier here.
We have 3.
We got the big poppies where if you are at any Super Bowl party, you need to have these 3 S tier snacks. You need nachos.
Yep.
You need wings, and you need pizza.
Yes, you do.
That's our ranking.
Those are the 3 you need.
That's our ranking for Super Bowl 2025. We know it's already over.
It is over.
But it was just this past weekend. And you watched the Super Bowl, hey?
I did watch the Super Bowl, yeah.
Was it disappointing for you?
I'll weigh in quickly with a couple of things. Yeah, I thought the game was terrible. It was an awful game, right? Like if you want to know what happened in that game, Philadelphia's defense destroyed the Chiefs' offensive line, and that was the end of it.
Roasted.
And I'm not kidding. That was the end of it. It was an absolute beatdown. I don't think anybody expected that. If I were to make predictions, like last week, if I would have made a prediction, I would have predicted the Chiefs win. So.
And their offense was still good, though, Philadelphia, because it was 40 what?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. And the score was even worse than that. Like, the Chiefs scored lots of garbage time points. Like, garbage time is like the last 10 minutes when they're out of the game. Like, you know what I mean? Like when the other team's not putting in quite the effort they once were.
Right.
Because, like, they're up by 40, right?
Yeah,
So that we call that kind of like garbage time points. But
they're not running
it was more of a beatdown than even the score led on to be. And it was really too bad to watch in that sense. This was the Chiefs' chance. I'm going to explain what I think happened.
Mm-hmm.
So the Chiefs tried to stop the running back from the Eagles, Saquon Barkley, and they did. I think he had like 20-some carries for 50-some yards. So they did that, but Jalen Hurts and the offense got it done in the air. But the biggest takeaway is that the Eagles were playing against the Chiefs.
Yep.
The Chiefs were playing against the Eagles and history. So there's never been a three-peat winner ever in NFL.
Yeah, because Kansas was the last two, right?
So history is a big opponent. Do you know what I mean? Like, I remember when New England did this, and they had to win the Super Bowl to go undefeated. Only team to ever do it the way they to win it all and go undefeated.
Yep.
And I remember, I think it was Deion Sanders was the analyst at the time, and he's like, history is a big opponent. Like, it's tough to beat history, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the Kansas City Chiefs were trying to do something no one could ever do. Like they had a lot more going against them the other team. If anything, I think Philly had the pressure off, and they were the clear underdogs even in the odds, right? So I think they just stuck to their game plan, played defense, and won.
Were they not more strong this season, though, the Eagles, throughout the year?
They were good throughout the year, but Kansas City only lost one game all year.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so this was the second game they lost. They had the best record.
Okay.
Right? So the funny thing about Kansas City, though, is they squeak games out. They've won lots of games by one score.
Yeah.
I think they have like 15 one-score wins in like the last year or so.
Holy cow!
Yeah, it's crazy. But
close games.
They find ways to win. But it was a tough one. I didn't expect the game to go that way.
How'd you feel about when halfway through the game you're already feeling a little bit defeated?
Yeah.
How was the halftime show for you?
It was good. Yeah, I thought it was pretty well done. There seems to be mixed reactions out there about it, right?
Yeah.
Samuel Jackson was there, eh? And he was kind of narrating
the whole
thing.
cameo. There's the Uncle Sam thing. I thought it was kind of funny, but it was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And
Serena Williams was there as well.
Yeah, a little bit of a diss on Drake there.
Yeah.
And when I say a little bit, I mean a lot.
I mean that was the whole point of her being there.
Yeah. The last song of the entire Super Bowl half show was like just a diss on Drake.
Yeah.
Which is
what everyone was kind of waiting for.
Do we even need to get into that at this point? Like, no. Culturally, I think we're all aware.
We'll just let it be.
What's happening? Yeah.
We'll just let that one be. Commercials, we didn't get to see them all in Canada. I did see a couple fun ones. The Pringles one with the mustache that flew off and was flying everywhere was amazing.
Didn't see it.
Love that one. You didn't see that one? So the Pringles, if you look at the Pringles can, it has a mustache on, right?
Yeah.
And so the mustache kind of went off, and then everybody started losing their mustaches.
Uh-oh.
And then the mustaches were like flying around like a swarm of bees kind of thing. Then they landed back on Pringles cans. Yeah, it was weird, but it kind of worked for me.
Sounds disturbing.
Yeah, you have to watch it later. Okay?
Sounds like a weird retake. It's like a fever dream version of the Birds.
Well, here's one I showed you that you liked. What about Seal's Kiss from a Line?
Yeah,
the Mountain Dew commercial.
You literally just showed me that today.
Yeah,
and it's actually Seal.
Yeah,
as a seal. Yeah, singing "Kiss from a Lime" for Mountain Dew.
Yeah, he changes the lyric from "Kiss from a Rose," right? He's actually singing "Kiss from a Lime." I thought it was somewhat cheesy enough to be clever, right?
Yeah.
So,
it was citrusy enough to be clever.
Yeah,
I like that song so much.
Yes,
that it's just one of those songs that, like, to me is like, you know, sometimes there's a song that of a genre and of a time, it's the quintessential song.
Yes,
that is like that to me. So it's like one of those. It's also kind of like a "Careless Whisper" by George Michael.
Yeah,
it's like it's the pinnacle of that genre in that time.
It reminds me of the Batman Forever soundtrack, because I bought that soundtrack when I was in like grade 6.
Yeah.
And the two singles were "Kiss from a Rose" by Seal, which was the bigger single.
Yeah.
And then U2 had one called "Hold Me, Thrill Me, Kiss Me, Kill Me."
Yeah.
And but then the Flaming Lips were on there. There were a whole bunch of bands on there. It ended up being a really good soundtrack.
Mm-hmm.
But that Kiss song became legendary. Yeah. Sorry, that Seal song became legendary.
Kiss from a Seal.
Kiss from Seal. Yeah. Or from a Lime, apparently, right?
Yes.
So,
I like that. It's fun.
That was good. But yeah, that was Super Bowl was it was a kind of a letdown, but it is what it was. So.
Can I bring up, actually, we didn't mention anything about this before.
Yeah.
But Kanye had a commercial where he's basically sitting in a chair or something, just recording on his phone.
Okay.
And he bought airtime for his website.
Yeah.
And what was on his website the next day was Nazi paraphernalia.
Yeah, not good.
And this guy's been tweeting about all sorts of
I didn't see this.
Insane things. So, yeah, let's not give a bunch of airtime to Kanye, except to say when celebrities are in mental distress and decay, it's like, who's catching these people? In the sense of not catching them to get them in trouble, but catching them when they're falling. Like, who's there for Kanye? You know what I mean? And who's like, you don't get a commercial, bro. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
that's a tough one.
No amount of money can buy you time to do something crazy like that.
Great.
Like, he just does it.
Yeah.
That's anyway. We should all hope that we don't wind up in such a lonely place where nobody's got our backs like that. But,
that's tough. That's a tough situation altogether.
Yeah.
I am going to carry on for one more second about sports. Four Nations Cup starts this week. So first time they're ever doing this. It's a tournament where Canada, USA, Finland, and Sweden are playing NHL players for a chance to be the top country.
Yeah.
So that starts this week. By the time you hear this, Canada would have already smacked Sweden down. So that's a little early prediction. They play technically tonight, right? But you'll be hearing this tomorrow. Quick prediction. I'm going to make a prediction on this one. Okay. I think the final game is in. Please do not send anger at me because I'm cheering Canada. Okay, I'm cheering Canada. I always cheer for my country.
This guy doesn't even like poutine.
But I think the final game is going to be USA versus Finland.
USA versus Finland.
That's my prediction.
Interesting.
Yeah, Canadians will prove me wrong with strong goaltending. But the goaltending has me worried, man.
So who's their goalie?
So
or goalies?
Their starting goalie is a guy named Jordan Binnington.
Okay.
And the funny part was Canada, like when they picked this team, like they didn't have like the strongest options. So they took a few goalies, right? Because you have to.
Yeah.
But since then, there's actually been 2 Canadian goalies who are in the top 5 for goaltending in the league this year.
Yeah.
But they never switched it out because I think it's kind of tough to do that after you pick your team and name your roster, right?
Yeah.
So they could have maybe had a couple guys who are like shining right now, like playing better at this moment. But I just feel Canada forwards and stuff, don't get me wrong. I think they could beat anyone out there, right? But I know who plays goalie for USA. That's my Winnipeg Jets goalie, Connor Hellebuyck, and he's going to be awesome. He is the best goalie in the league. And Finland, I have a sentimental thing with Finland. And I just feel like they have a strong forward unit this year. And I don't know. I just feel like Finland might be that one surprise that people aren't expecting because I think a lot of people would rank them 4th in the tournament. So.
Well, this is the thing. If you're a Finn that makes it into the NHL, first of all, to break out of the pool of hockey players that Finland already has, and then to make it into a North American league, like sort of the hockey league in terms of our perspective from like living over here, that's big time play.
Oh, big time!
Like you're a big deal.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm obviously a big fan of Finland. I think if anybody's listened to this before, I'm Finnish, and I really appreciate.
So they're
anything Finland does, but I wouldn't be surprised if they make it to the final.
Yeah.
But who'd you say? It's Sweden, Finland, USA, and Canada? Yeah. Okay, so Sweden's going to be the interesting one to me to see where they go because USA is going to be pushing pretty hard.
Yeah. I think the natural pick, like in probably what'll end up happening is Canada-US. I just got a feeling.
You just hope it's US-Finland because you don't want Canada.
No, I want Canada. I want Canada beating US in the Four Nation final and winning.
You hate Poutine so much that you don't want Canada to even be in the tournament.
I'm just being a realist, and
put Germany in there.
I foresee USA as the strongest team, unfortunately, for better or worse.
Yeah.
And I just seem to think that if one team's going to be a bit of like a fun story, it's going to probably be Finland.
So when are we going to invite Latvia?
You know what? Latvia has gotten better over the years in the World Junior
Tournament.
Actually, Latvia beat us in the World Junior Tournament.
Well, Latvia's staying in A
this
group.
Is too soon, by the way.
But they're staying in A group, right? Who got bumped this year? Was it?
It was Norway. Was it Norway? No, Kazakhstan.
Okay, they got bumped down.
They're gone.
So who's coming up?
Don't let the door.
Do you know who's coming up for this year?
I don't know. No, they're probably like Norway or something like that. Normally it's a team. Norway's a country that's always on the brink.
Yeah.
And hopefully they get in.
Well, usually Latvia is too, but they've secured their spots.
Could be. It's pretty good. Let us know what you're thinking. Four Nations Cup. Who do you think is going to win? Am I way off? Am I crazy? I'm okay if I am. I'd rather be because Canada. Go Canada. Let's do it.
And if you've never heard of this before, neither have Ashley and I. We just found out about this. I like that you brought it up because it's something I would be interested in.
Yeah.
I'm interested in one-offs that are very interesting, novel, and you see like top tier.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I'm not watching an NHL season.
It's going to be good.
Great.
It's going to be good. But let's bump over to what's happening in the neighborhood.
In the neighborhood.
In the Hood.
In the Hood. So we're in this series called Not Alone. Great series.
Yep.
You commented on this earlier. I remember chatting with you about it, right?
I think it's crucial for our church right now.
I think so, too.
It's just been so revitalizing.
Absolutely. Yep. Absolutely. I had a friend who once said to me that he made this statement, and as I read the Gospels, I agree with him. He said, Jesus takes it personally how you and I treat each other. And I understand what he means by that now, that in some sense, my relationship with God is indicative of my relationship with my neighbors and with others. Do you know what I mean? Like it has an effect on that, right?
Yeah.
So, if you read in Matthew chapter 6, 14, 15, like it gets pretty intense there about forgiveness and different things, right?
Yeah.
And in some ways, the way I love God, reflects how I love people, and how I love people reflects my relationship with God to an extent. Like a lot of time we look at our relationship with God as vertical, me and him, just me and him. We forget that there's a horizontal aspect to all this. And, when Jesus was questioned about these things, what's the greatest commandment? He gave what they expected, love God with all your heart, soul, mind, and strength. But then he attached I'm not even going to say a second commandment. He attached something that goes with it. He said the second like it, love your neighbor as yourself, right?
Yeah.
So to me, like this whole Not Alone series has been great in the sense of like, this is biblical Christianity, that we love each other, that we care for one another, and that we do life together, right? And in our society that we live in, I don't know about you, but I think we get pushed to be individuals a lot.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to lie about it. Like there's a tendency for me to love the individual side of life, right? So, but every time I'm in community, every time I'm with friends, every time I'm with a group of people, every time I do life with others, I never regret it. I always come out of it thinking, man, that was meaningful. That was good, right? So community is good for us. What do you think? What do you think on all that?
Yeah, I'm 100% with you. Like I said, this series has just been really, it's crucial, fundamental Christian faith stuff.
Absolutely.
Like you can't have the Christian faith without it. And sometimes because we think that we're living it, we don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Like we think like, well, this is the practical living it out part. And so we don't necessarily teach on it. Maybe we teach on like a theological thing or like a current event or cultural moment thing, or, like things about belief and conviction and lifestyle aside from, like, it's been so great that we've just spent these past several weeks digging into like who we are to each other matters.
100%.
It's huge. And I love, we've already said this before, but I think one thing that Pastor Louis said early in the series was like Jesus said it too often and with too much emphasis for us to ignore, that we're commanded to love each other and to live with each other and to like encourage each other, hold each other accountable. Yeah. And like when we look at the world around us and what people are looking for, like I think a lot of people will find and create the community that they need because they aren't getting it somewhere else. And the church should be creating that for people. Yeah. And I'm not saying that to like put down the church or to put down like community organizations or anything, but just to make a point, make a thought, or make an observation, I should say, that like this should be what we're absolutely crushing it at. So I love that we're spending time on it. And I do think that his point this week, Louis was talking about how we, the verses spur each other on, and he talked about what are spurs, and they help to, like, if you're riding a horse with spurs, which I know can be a controversial thing now, but exactly. Keep on track and spur on past like a moment of, like when you need an extra push. Yeah. And I really love that for us because I need somebody to come and to urge me on. I need somebody who's going to like, and it's not about just going up to people that you don't know. Like we could get into conversations. You and I have both seen a lot of like church culture stuff where it's weird, where people say things that they shouldn't say to people that they don't have a relationship with.
I was going to say,
and that's not what we want, right? We don't want people that are like, even recently, I brought this person up, actually, a young person who had somebody come and try to encourage them to get more plugged into church. They're like, we miss you. And what they had said was, you're missing all that God has for you. And this young person responded negatively to that, being like, I don't really know you like that. And you're just coming and telling me that I'm like missing what God has for me in my life. I don't believe that. Like, sure, maybe I should get back to church, but you're not the person, But then in the follow-up of that conversation, I did have the relationship with that person where we had a real conversation. It was a back and forth, but where I was like, listen, like honestly, fundamentally, like there's stuff that you need from community.
Bingo.
And like you can't miss it. So I'm not coming down on you about that. I'm just like giving you this push, this nudge to say, you know, keep on going, keep on pushing. Yeah. And I just think that's so vital. If I don't have that in my life, like RIP to me, man. Like I need somebody to push me on and to keep me going and to help me through hard times and to celebrate with me through good times and keep me from complacency when everything's been going good and keep me from discouragement when everything's been going bad and everything in between that, you know?
Yeah. No, absolutely. Spur one another on to good deeds, to love others. The point that he made that stood out to me, and I hear what you're saying for sure, I'm with you, was to spur each other on because we forget. When he said that, I'm like, that's true. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy for us to forget that, you know, and sometimes it's easy for us to think like, you know, we walk this alone and that we don't need each other. But no, we do need each other. The whole point is that we need each other, right?
Yep.
And we're easy to forget this stuff, right? And so sometimes when I have somebody I'm in close relationship with, as you said, not just some random person I've never met, but they come on and spur me on and remind me of something. Sometimes that's the best thing that can happen because maybe we do forget. Maybe we do misalign priorities at times, and it's good to have those people in our life who could be like, you know, let's go for it, right? Let's go for all God has for us. So, and
if you have that relationship, it won't feel like you're butting into somebody's life or they're butting into yours, because there's trust in love. So if somebody knows that you love them and you know that they love you, the trust will be there to be able to hear and to receive and to give these sort of feedback. You mentioned something about reminding each other, and I just want to bring it to we had a prayer and fasting weekend this weekend, which was really good for us as a church. Pastor Louis was just encouraging everybody that could to participate. We talked about that on the podcast last week as well. But we actually did a prayer meeting on Sunday morning before service, and in that prayer meeting, I was leading it, and I just encouraged everybody to share where they were at. I gave a little thought about, like, you know, refocusing on fasting. Why do we do it? And when people started sharing what they had been experiencing, you know, what they had felt they heard from God or what they were encouraged in or challenged on, like some people were like, God confronted me with something and I had to deal with it. Or some people were like, God made, like, things are just more clear to me or whatever, you know? After that prayer meeting, a gentleman comes up to me and he's like, man, it's just so good when we take time to acknowledge what God's doing and to remind each other of what God has done.
Absolutely.
And he was like, I almost didn't come today, but I thought it would be important. And I'm so glad I did, because I needed to be reminded of like how good God is, how faithful he is, and to have this group of people that are like, hey, God is working, he's good. Let's just spend time thanking God and being grateful. And so, you know, when it comes to reminding, it makes me think of that as well, you know, and our weekend was a great time of that, like to be able to spend time in prayer and fasting together. And we all celebrated by closing off with like a meal together, like small groups and stuff, right?
Yeah.
And that was delightful.
It was good.
It was a good reminder. So
loved it. Absolutely. No, it was really good, and just such a good reminder. And like you said, even the prayer and fasting weekend worked into this so perfectly that we came together. We recognized that we're not alone, and it was a great thing. So we're going to continue talking about this for a bit more, I think, at the Neighbourhood Church. And so make sure to check it out. Join us sometime if you want, in person or online. And, you know, you can check out the podcast as well at the Neighbourhood Church. But we're going to move into our next section quickly here. How about you?
How about you?
So how about you?
Yum, yum.
Yum, yum. Let us know. What are your Super Bowl foods? Where did we mess up the tiering system? Maybe maybe ice cream is like the one thing you eat at Super Bowl, like, and we just absolutely offended you. Let us know in the comments where you're at with that. Let us know what you thought about the event in general. Also about what's happening in the neighborhood. If anything hit you on this talk about spurring each other on, having people who just, like, you know, help push you towards whatever it is God wants for you and like towards God's best. Like, you know, talk about that. That'd be great to hear back from you. There's a comment that we missed here, but it definitely is a good thought. Comment was written in. My friends and I do a word for a season. It's not tied to the new year. We love it. If you choose a word beforehand, it helps you see it in your life easier. You're seeking it out instead of seeing it after.
Yeah, seeing it after. Instead of looking in retrospect, you're looking forward to it, like you're looking for it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
That's a good thought.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the fact that this is a personal practice and it's your own thing, your own balance and the way that you do it. A group of friends, too, is like, see, this is what we're talking about.
Not alone.
Have a group of people that are working together to identify
I was thinking that.
what you're going to look forward to in the next season.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Well,
I love that.
It's built in. And I want to use the word accountability, but you're not going to forget. Do you know what I mean? Like if there's a group of you doing this, you're going to remind each other, and it's something that you seek after and that you're looking for. So.
And it keeps you and your group progress oriented.
I agreed.
Which is kind of like a hidden trick here, I think, honestly, because lots of times we think if we're comfortable and stable with our friend groups or whatever our life situation, that's the goal, is like to be stable, to be content. You can be content while still having a mind towards progression. We've been talking about that at Young Adults actually recently, I won't start a whole lesson about it, but the idea that there's always something new for you, right? There's always something to look forward to, so don't get stagnated. So thanks for writing that in. I appreciate that.
Yeah, one last thought. They also wrote in PS, waiting for your thoughts on the women's junior hockey tournament. And I will say that I did see the final. Canada won gold. They beat the Americans 3-0.
Yeah. And
it was tougher to watch those games because that tournament was held in Finland.
Oh, really?
Which means we were all at work and it happened later than the men's World Junior tournament. It happened the week after. So everybody was back to work and stuff like that. So it was a little bit tougher to catch the games, but awesome on our women's juniors team, gold medal winners, and beat America. So, I mean, can it get much better than that? So
I appreciate that they're bringing this up to say, like, what about the women's juniors? Because we talk about the World Juniors as if that's it. Like, it's just the men's World Juniors.
Yeah.
But just to be clear, like, the only reason I watch World Juniors is because I'm on holidays.
Exactly.
Like, once I come home, so I miss all the games after I come back to work.
As I saw this, I was thinking to myself, maybe they should play these tournaments at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what the harm would be. Well, especially because the women's ones is probably rotating countries more frequently.
Yeah.
See the men's tournament, they every second one's in Canada. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
And that's on purpose because that's where the moolah comes in.
Sure.
That's where the money's made, right? Yeah. And then every third one's usually in America. So like you're usually in North America 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
And then like last year the tournament was in Sweden and it threw us all off because we were waking up at like 6 a.m. to watch hockey games, right?
I mean, I usually just watch them after.
Yeah. Well, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
I woke up and put myself through a lack of sleep, but like this tournament in Finland, I noticed most of the games were on like around 8 a.m. or 11 a.m. and stuff when you were
good
working.
Times. And in the evening too.
Yeah.
There's lots of evening games that started at like 7.
I check sports sites too much though. I ruin it for myself.
Jordan,
right? Like I see the result and it's like, well, what am I going to watch that for?
Yeah.
So
I would say probably the issue with concurrent tournaments is you're cannibalizing your viewership pool.
Yes.
So it's kind of like if you have things competing for attention, you're gonna have people choosing, and then it's not healthy. I don't think.
That's why I'm assuming that's why they switch it up. So.
I will say though about women's sports teams is that. So I will, if there's youth or something in our youth group that are playing in sports teams and stuff, I like to go to watch them play and encourage them and stuff. Yeah. I find that women's high school sports are just like a tier above men's. So like with the boys' high school sports, like lots of aggression, raging testosterone, all sorts of weird ways that they're trying to prove themselves to the world, which is great because you get this this energy where it's like, when did basketball become a contact sport? You know what I mean? Like it can just be chaotic and kind of fun that way. But I've watched some high school female teams just like the skill, the precision, the teamwork. Yeah. I watched a team one time. It was like this team had 6 players because half their team was like sick against like a full bench of like 15 on the other team. Yeah. And so it's like 5 people on, right? And they would rotate one person out the whole game.
And they won?
And they got wiped.
Oh, no.
But they kept playing.
I was hoping for the story here.
They were just in it, though. I
love that,
and I was just like, this is
awesome.
the best result you could ask for because half your team's sick. What are you going to do? Yeah. You're not just going to be like, well, we forfeit. Yeah. They fought for it, man. And I was like, this is another thing where, like, I'm not trying to, you know what? If you're a high school boy listening to this, take this as encouragement to be better. But I've never seen a boys team do that. So, you know, that's it. Hey again, everybody. As we mentioned at the beginning of the episode, we just had some technical difficulties, so we're ending the episode here. But thanks for listening this week.
Absolutely. Good to have you with us. Let us know anything that you think about these topics, and have a great week.
Bye.
Unedited is a ministry expression of the Neighbourhood Church. Hosted by Ethan Andrews and Jordan McClellan. Produced by Ashley Drayton. Voiceover by me, M. Curry. Watch us on Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook. Or listen on Spotify or Apple Podcast. Thanks for listening.